The internet wrestling community, especially on Twitter, may just be one of the most vile, most toxic, most unwelcoming places on the entirety of the internet. It's full of people hiding behind anonymity saying some of the most horrible, most toxic things to other wrestling fans simply because they have a different opinion. And of course, they'll say terrible things about wrestling organizations and most of all about wrestlers themselves. So in today's video, my plan is to shift the karmic balance towards the positive side because I'm going to look at every single member of the current active roster in the WWE and I'm going to try and say something nice and positive about them. I'm sure it's going to be easier for some than others, but I'm going to try. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I'm really positive that you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. All right, let's jump into it. AJ Styles is amongst the greatest to ever do it. Across every single wrestling organization that he's been a part of, he's been considered one of the best to ever step through the doors of said wrestling organization. He is unbelievably good. He's honestly too good. We don't deserve AJ Styles, and he's still operating at this insane high caliber level, even as he's pushing 50. We are going to tremendously miss AJ Styles once he retires. Akam from the Authors of Pain is legitimately a scary looking motherfucker who could genuinely beat you up, and that is the gimmick of the Authors of Pain. They bring pain about everywhere that they go, and I feel like Akam personifies that physically, for real. Tozawa is one of the most likable characters in WWE today. His facial expressions, the way he communicates, body language, makes you just sympathize and fall in love with the guy. Alba Fire is sneakily one of the most intense, best workers in the women's division today. She is unbelievably good. I still think that Alexa Bliss is highly underrated considering she came out of the same class as the Four Horsewomen, but she has had the same or in some cases higher levels of success than a couple of them. You need to give Alexa Bliss all the respect that she deserves. Andrade is one of the most physical wrestlers on the planet today. He brings lucha libre and mixes it with this intense hard-hitting style that makes it seem real and makes it seem like it's genuinely breaking people's necks. Andrade is also one of the most crisp and clean and fluid workers in the WWE in-ring today, bar none. Angel Garza is a stud. He's incredibly handsome, but on top of that, he kicks ass in the ring as well. Angelo Dawkins is incredibly charismatic. He's hilarious and is really easy to get behind once you understand his motivations. But then on top of that, he's sneakily, like, incredibly good in the ring. For his size, this man moves like a cruiserweight sometimes. Apollo Crews deserves more TV time, and I'm glad that he's getting more TV time because he is incredibly talented. I just wish he would get a bit more of an opportunity to showcase to the world how good he genuinely is. He's got good fashion sense. Ashante the Adonis, he's got good fashion sense. I don't know. They don't give me much of an opportunity to see what Ashante the Adonis is capable of doing. So he dresses really well. Asuka is one of the greatest women to ever grace the WWE. Instant first ballot Hall of Famer. Not only that, but now she's elevating the next generation of women's wrestlers. Like, she to me is the entire package. Even with English not being her first language, it's also so easy to get behind her motivations and get behind her personality because she's just so good at conveying emotion regardless of what language she's trying to speak. She is so good. Austin Theory is amongst the best on the planet under 30. He is incredibly talented in the ring. He is highly underrated on the microphone as well. It's only a matter of time that this guy truly begins to flourish and becomes a future world champion in the WWE. BFAB is not just a great mouthpiece, but have you seen that nasty big boot that she has? She sends people to the goddamn Shadow Realm as if this was a Yu-Gi-Oh duel. She is so nasty in the ring when they give her the opportunity to be that. Baron Corbin is honestly just a good role model in life in terms of how he has turned around his WWE career from something that was really going nowhere to something that people are just clamoring to see more of. Like, honestly, I wish I had the ability to get out of the doldrums the way that somebody like Baron Corbin did. On top of that, he's just all around fantastic. Great mic worker, great character worker, and a fantastic in-ring performer as well. Bayley's just incredible and highly underrated, and should get a lot more love and respect for all of the work that she's done. Not only did she get what would be for most people a dead on arrival gimmick with the hugger back in NXT and got that over to be one of the most popular things in NXT and in the WWE, but then she completely changed their character and became uber popular as a top heel and as a current top babyface. She is a master chameleon. I know Becky Lynch gets a lot of hate these days, getting called Becky Hogan, but she's still Becky goddamn Lynch, okay? Put some respect on this name. I still think that out of the majority of the people in the women's division, there's very few people that can match the big match feel that Becky Lynch is able to bring forth. She really is and personifies what main event aura is in the women's division. Berto, just like Garza, is incredibly handsome, has a wicked physique that just about every guy would kill for, but he's also quite nice and quite slick in the ring as well. You should see some of the great tag team matches that he was having in NXT alongside Garza. Bianca Belair is once in a lifetime. Like, she truly is just this physical marble that I don't know that we'll see again in the WWE. Like, she really is a rarity. She is just incredibly charismatic. She is a beast. Her strength is absolutely out of this world and is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no ifs, ands, or buts. Big E might just be the most likable human being in the WWE, at least from what we see on screen as fans. Blair Davenport, in my opinion, was the most main roster ready NXT call-up of this past wave. That includes Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, and everyone else. Look out for Blair Davenport. She's fucking awesome. Bobby Lashley is just so respected at this point amongst wrestling fans that it's legitimately impossible for him to be heel. That's the status that he's reached, that so many people just love, admire, and respect his work throughout his entire career. Braun Strowman is one of the most athletic big men that I've ever seen in the WWE. For his size and the stuff that he's able to do, it doesn't make any goddamn sense how he's able to pull that off. Braun Breaker is the future of the WWE. He's going to be a multi-time WWE champion. He is going to be your next John Cena, your next Roman Reigns, your next Stone Cold Steve Austin. He is going to be the guy that the WWE puts their force behind. I know it's probably easy to talk about how physically impressive Bronson Reed is, but hey, I want to talk about his sneaky good mic skills. He is quite convincing when he's on the mic, when he's in backstage segments. I like to hear him talk, and I wish they gave him more of an opportunity to do that. Brutus is hilarious. You need to go look at his social media posts. His reviews of food is top tier quality content. From a technical point of view, Candice LeRae might be amongst the top 5 best in-ring performers in the WWE. It's probably why she is the one mentoring Indy Hartwell. She just doesn't really get the opportunity on the main roster to showcase that, but go watch her stuff in NXT and in the Indies. You'll be incredibly impressed with what she's able to do. Carlito these days is one of the most funny and entertaining character workers in the WWE. The stuff that he's doing with the LWO right now is comedy gold. Carmella, I still think, is one of the greatest Miss Money in the Banks of all time. I wish that the WWE would try to replicate this run that they had with Carmella as Miss Money in the Bank a bit more with modern day Money in the Bank winners, because I still think she's the best one that they've ever had. Cedric Alexander is just criminally underrated and needs more TV time. He is amongst the best in the ring when the bell rings. Chad Gable has recently demonstrated to the world that he's just not a great in-ring mat technician. On top of that, he is also a top-tier character worker. This guy is the entire package, and I'm so happy that WWE re-signed him. Carmelo Hayes alongside Braun Breaker is the future of the WWE. They're going to be alongside each other, having parallel careers. This guy is just meant for big things. He is him. Although I understand that Charlotte Flair wins too much, there's very few people that can really have that main event aura that Charlotte Flair brings to the WWE whenever she's got a match. So you at least got to give her that. She truly is a main event player in the WWE and will stay there for the rest of her career, and is going to go down in history, whether you like it or not, as one of the best women in the history of professional wrestling, at least in terms of accolades for sure. Chelsea Green is fucking awesome. You going to disagree with me? I didn't think so. Next, CM Punk is arguably the greatest mic worker of all time. There's very few people that are a better promo than CM Punk. To think of the ones that are even in the same caliber as him, you have to think of the Paul Heymans of the world, the Rocks, the John Cena's. Like, you have to think of the big heavy hitters. CM Punk is up there and might be at the top of the mountain. Cody Rhodes is the best lesson that you could possibly find for betting on yourself. Yes, this guy is uber successful now, but look at him 7 years ago and it just wasn't the case. This guy knew he was awesome, and the WWE wasn't giving him that opportunity, so he went elsewhere to show the world that he truly is amazing and undeniable. I know I make fun of him for being the NPC of the LWO, but it's no doubt that he is an insanely impressive high flyer. Dakota Kai is a future WWE Women's Champion. No ifs, ands, or buts. She is the entire package in my opinion. She is, in my opinion, a better mouthpiece than Bayley ever was for Damage Control, and she's incredibly good and realistic in the ring in terms of her offense and how she sells. To me, it's just a matter of time for her to get that opportunity to become WWE Women's Champion. Damian Priest is a goddamn beast, okay? Did you see how he persevered after what happened at Clash of the Castle with his knee? This guy has demonstrated to the world that he is ready to be a main event caliber player. Shout out to Damian Priest, man. This guy has just elevated himself in terms of stock value amongst WWE fans in the last couple of weeks. I truly mean this when I say this. I think that Dijak might be one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet. I know he's not getting an opportunity to showcase that on TV on Monday Night Raw these days as of the making of this video, but just look at the rest of his body of work. It is undeniably fantastic. Dominic Mysterio is an institution. He is an American hero, and on top of that, he completely turned his career upside down for the better, as he was frankly going nowhere as just being Rey Mysterio's son, and has completely transformed himself into must-watch TV with this heel persona that he's had for the better part of 2 years. Dominic Mysterio truly is one of the best heels in the WWE. Dragon Lee is the best luchador in the WWE today, active right now. Drew McIntyre is the best heel in the WWE right now. He is so incredibly goddamn good. I can't even begin to describe to you how good this new iteration, this new cynical, this new angry version of Drew McIntyre is. He is unbelievably good. Elektra Lopez really was the missing piece of Legado del Fantasma. I do think that she finally adds that extra allure that the Legado del Fantasma was missing. So I'm glad that she was called up from NXT to be added to that group, because she was sorely needed there. Elton Strong is one of the funniest guys in the WWE. Every single time he's on screen, every single time he's got a promo, I'm gut busting laughing. Eric from the Viking Raiders is one of the greatest tag team wrestlers that I've seen in the WWE in the modern era. Finn Balor is the Swiss Army knife for the WWE. He can do it all. He can be a babyface, he can be a heel, he can be a main event caliber talent, or he can be what he's being today, which is just to job for other people to make them look good. Whatever it is that the job is, whatever the WWE tells him to do, no one does it better than Finn Balor. It's a shame that Gio Vinci was kicked out of Imperium, because he brought a speed and intensity to the in-ring work of Imperium that neither Ludwig Kaiser nor Gunther is able to bring in. Grayson Waller is one of the best heels in the WWE and amongst the best mic workers and promos in the WWE today as well. Gunther is in conversation for being the greatest professional wrestler on the planet today. Every single match that he has is in contention for match of the night, match of the week, match of the month, match of the decade, match of whatever. All right. This guy is just constantly putting on banger after banger. He's incredibly good. Indy Hartwell is one of the easiest baby faces to get behind. Look at her time in NXT and the stuff that she was doing there. She was so incredibly likable and so incredibly over. Everybody wanted to get behind Indy Hartwell. WWE isn't using her in that manner right now, but once that inevitably happens, I do think that fans are going to flock and support Indy Hartwell when she's a babyface. Just like Gunther, I think that Ilya Dragunov is in the conversation for the greatest professional wrestler on the planet. There is no reason for Ivar to be as agile as he is, and yet he is. He does some of the nuttiest things that somebody his size is capable of doing. Just casually doing moonsaults. Are you kidding me, Ivar? Ivy Nile has one of the best physiques in the women's division, and it's a physique that makes her feel like a strong, legitimate beast that could beat the shit out of you at any time. And I think that the WWE needs that. I think from an in-ring point of view, I think that Io Sky might be the best in-ring performer. And that's an opinion. I'm aware of that, but I think that she might be the best in the ring today in the WWE. Remember when Liv Morgan kissed Dominic Mysterio at the end of Monday Night Raw? Of course you do, because that was one of the biggest moments in Monday Night Raw all year. However, millions upon millions upon millions of Americans missed it because the American broadcast ended right before it happened. Meanwhile, the rest of the world got to see that moment live. I'm sure at that moment, it would have been nice to be able to watch the international broadcast as opposed to being stuck to having to watch the American one. But you can't do that because your internet provider knows exactly where you are and locks you to exactly where they want you to be. To make sure that that doesn't happen again, you've got to check out private internet access. Would you ever just hand over your laptop or phone to some random stranger and ask them to have a look through your entire browsing history? I'm assuming the answer is probably not, because that's a pretty serious privacy invasion. And yet there is somebody out there that knows absolutely everything that you do online, whether you like it or not, and that is your internet service provider. So if you want to stop internet service providers from always looking over your shoulder and profiting off of your own personal data, you need private internet access, the world's most transparent VPN provider. In case you don't know, a VPN is an app that hides your IP address and safeguards your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. This way, it shields your digital life from eyes of those that are looking to exploit your personal information for profit. Not only can you protect your private information, but there's a bit of a bonus benefit here, which is a benefit that I take advantage of pretty routinely. Because do you ever feel like you've already watched everything out there and are out of options? Well, here's the deal. Lots of titles and shows are only available in certain regions, so you're actually not making the most of your streaming options and subscriptions. What you need is a little help from private internet access. Private internet access works with all of the major streaming services so that you can access even more content than before anywhere around the world. Private internet access is really easy to use. There are apps available for all operating systems, and one subscription can be used to protect an unlimited amount of devices at the same time. I've personally used a handful of different VPN services in my life, and I have to say that private internet access is the easiest one to just pick up and use, and the one that I found to be the most universally useful across different streaming services. So if you want to enjoy all of the benefits of private internet access, now is the time to subscribe. Head to piavpn.com/Mr. Santizab and get an 83% discount. Seriously, 83%. That's just $2.03 a month, while also getting 4 extra months completely for free. But you must go to piavpn.com/Mr. Santizab for a truly private digital life. Thank you again to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. Now back to what you're watching. Well, you already saw what Jacob Fatu was capable of in his debut, where he destroyed 3 of the top babyfaces in the entirety of the WWE. This guy is a beast. This guy truly is the werewolf. This guy is the enforcer that the bloodline has been desperately needing, the enforcer that they've been trying to make Solo Sikoa be. Jacob Fatu is the guy. I don't think anyone in the WWE has more aura than Jade Cargill, frankly. Jey Uso went from being a perennial tag team guy to being one of the most undeniably likable babyfaces in the WWE today. Like, no one can get a crowd behind him more than Jey Uso right now. Jimmy Uso, on the other hand, is one of the most detestable heels in the WWE. His body language, his promos, everything that he does is just so on point. He is so great at playing the dastardly weaselly heel. Joaquin Wilde might be the best in the WWE today at maneuvering the ropes and making the ropes basically be part of his body. He is a very, very impressive high flyer. Johnny Gargano is an incredible in-ring technician, but also one of the most naturally likable babyfaces that the WWE has ever produced, and also one of the most detestable heels. He is the entire package from top to bottom. Julius Creed is one of the most impressive raw talents that they have in the WWE today that's under 30 years old. He is so physically impressive. Kairi Sane maybe has my favorite finisher in the WWE today. That insane elbow is, I guess, insane. Well, that's a lazy way to describe it, but it's true. I wish Carl Anderson would get the opportunity to be a single superstar, because he is far too damn good to be hidden in the tag team division and not being used. He has like the nastiest spine buster ever. His moveset has this intensity and whiplash that makes it seem real, and he, when given the mic, is a beast on it. Karrion Kross, in my opinion, has some of the most entertaining backstage promos, backstage segments in the WWE today. Katana Chance is one of the most unique female performers in the WWE today, with a unique moveset that completely makes her stand out from everyone. Kaden Carter has slowly become one of the best tag team specialists in the women's division in the WWE today. Kevin Owens is amongst the best in the WWE, period. I don't need to spend too much time here. He's got it all, from his personality, his promo ability, in-ring, everything that he does is just gold. Kiana James is one of the best raw talents that the WWE has. She still needs a lot of work, but once she finally gets there, she's going to be cooking up some great matches. Just like Strong, Kit Wilson is one of the funniest guys in the WWE. Like, he is so all in on this ridiculous gimmick, and I love it. Kofi Kingston's a legend, one of the best to ever do it in the WWE. His longevity is borderline unparalleled and unmatched by anyone in the WWE today. Liv Morgan has, in the blink of an eye, become instant must-watch TV with her great character work alongside Dominic Mysterio. She is doing some fantastic stuff as of the making of this video. LA Knight is easily one of the most entertaining guys in the WWE today. Everything that he does is just so entertaining, brings a smile to your face. He is more or less the Attitude Era personified in 2024. We've said it plenty of times, but Logan Paul is too goddamn good at this. Too goddamn good at this. I don't understand how he's picked it up so freaking quickly. Ludwig Kaiser might be the best natural heel in the WWE today. The man just looks like $1,000,000. He's a Bond villain, for God's sake. But then on top of that, he really does follow it up with some great in-ring and vicious in-ring work as well. Gallows... He's a good friend to AJ and Carl Anderson. Not only do I think that Lyra Valkyria is just a great in-ring performer, but I just think that the package and presentation that she brings is also great as well, with having a fantastic, really believable finisher and an awesome entrance. Maxine has shown some great acting chops in this storyline alongside Chad Gable and Otis, making her one of the most sympathetic and likable babyfaces in the WWE today. I firmly believe that Michin is the most underrated female performer in the WWE in like a decade. She is way too good and gets far too much disrespect from people. She is incredibly good in the ring and does not get enough appreciation for it. Montez Ford is a main event caliber player ready to be born at any moment now. He's got the charisma, he's got the in-ring chops, he's got it all. To me, he just needs to be given the ball, and once he's given the ball, I don't think he's going to fumble it. Naomi is one of the most reliable in-ring performers that the WWE has today. If you want to have a good match, you want to make sure that somebody looks good, you put them up against Naomi, because Naomi will carry just about anyone to a solid match in the WWE. I think The Miz has to be in contention for one of the best heels that the WWE has ever seen in the past 15 years, right? Like, we have to be having that conversation. On top of that, the story that he has from being a reality show star to being bullied in the back to becoming WWE champion to becoming himself a leader in the locker room is just so inspirational. Nia Jax might be the most improved in-ring performer that I've seen in the WWE in the past year. I know everybody hated that she returned, that she was going to injure everyone, but if anything, she's just having great matches, not injuring anyone, and making people look great in the process as well. Odyssey Jones might be the best hide-and-seek player of all time. Omos is one of the few people that can make every wrestling fan elicit the reaction of, oh shit, every single time that his music hits. I just wish that we got it more, because he is such a scary presence in the ring in the WWE. Natalya is a legend and gets far too much flack and far too much hate from people. She is the one, frankly, that paved the way for today's style of wrestling during the Divas time. She was one of those few beacons of light actually trying to have good wrestling matches, and now she's helping develop the next generation of women superstars by helping put people over in NXT. If you've been watching WWE recently, you just probably found out that Piper Niven is great on the microphone. Not only is she a physical presence in the ring, but she can grab the stick and cut a great, believable promo to get you behind her. Pete Dunne is one of the most believable wrestlers in the WWE today. What I mean by that is that when I see him wrestle, it feels like I'm watching an actual fight. R-Truth is the funniest guy in the history of the WWE. Bar none, no one comes close to the comedic genius of R-Truth. It's Randy frickin' Orton. What do you want me to say? You know Randy Orton is amazing. You don't need me to glaze over him. He's one of the best to ever do it, for God's sake. Raquel Rodriguez is one of the strongest women in the WWE today, which allows her to do some really unique moves by just chucking women around that most women can't do in the WWE. He might be a deadbeat, but he is a legend, the greatest luchador in the history of the WWE. Brazar of the Authors of Pain is a scary looking dude that could bring pain about you, just like what I said about Akam. Rhea Ripley is the now and the future of the women's division. She is everything and anything that you want in a main event caliber champion in the WWE. Ricochet is the most entertaining in-ring performer that the WWE has today. The stuff that he's able to do is out of this world and will blow anyone's mind. Roman Reigns, even though he didn't defend his championship a heck of a whole lot in that final year of his reign, is the greatest champion that I've ever seen in the WWE. Sami Zayn is an A-plus player in just about every single category that you might want to break down a professional wrestler, and he's got it all. In-ring promo, his charisma, his ability to become super hated when he's a Weasley heel, his ability to become super beloved when he's a babyface. Hell, his ability to become super beloved when he's a Weasley heel is unmatched. Sami Zayn is a special man. Santos Escobar plays the heel role incredibly well. I think he is so easy to hate. And when, of course, I say easy to hate, I mean his on-screen character, because everything that he does just irritates me, but that's what he's trying to do. So I'm just saying that he's really good at his job. I don't think you need me to glaze up Seth Rollins a heck of a whole lot, considering he's just one of the best to ever do it from an in-ring point of view, from a character point of view. This guy is going to be a perennial main eventer for the rest of his career, however long he decides to grace us with his presence in the WWE. Shayna Baszler really does embody the feeling that she could kill you, which is what they're going for. And it's incredibly believable. I would not fuck with Shayna Baszler. Sheamus seems to be getting better as he ages. I don't understand this like reverse Benjamin Button with his skill set. The older he gets, the better that he gets. I don't get it. When he's allowed to be himself and speak Japanese, he is one of the most sinister sounding, feeling heels in the WWE. Solo's evolution from just this quiet enforcer to the mouthpiece and the leader of the bootleg bloodline is impressive. I don't think that he quite reaches the level of Roman Reigns, but to make that 360-degree change is incredibly impressive for anyone to do. She doesn't get too many opportunities on screen anymore, but I do like her moveset. It seems believable, and I do love that finisher, the shiniest wizard. It's nice. It's gonna be bloodline rules, mama. Dude, everything that The Rock does is just truly amazing. I don't need to spend any time here. The Rock is one of the best ever in the WWE. As a character, he is maybe unmatched. Tiffany Stratton is one of the best performers in the WWE from head to toe, whether it's in ring, whether it's outside of the ring. She is the future of the women's division, bar none. When it comes from an in-ring perspective, Tama Tonga carried the bloodline up until Jacob Fatu showed up. Tonga Loa hasn't done anything, but he shows up to work and he shows up on time and he's always there. Tyler Bate, pound for pound, might be the strongest guy in the WWE today. The Wyatt Six had maybe the greatest debut that I've ever seen in the WWE. Ever since I've started watching, I haven't seen a more impactful debut, a debut that I've wanted to watch over and over and over and over again more than what the Wyatt Six did. Xavier Woods is a trailblazer in the sense that he is, in my opinion, the reason why so many WWE superstars have Twitch accounts, why so many WWE superstars are more accessible outside of just watching them on TV, because he really started this with up, down, down. So shout out for doing that and really paving the way for wrestlers to be able to do other things aside from just wrestle. Zelina Vega is one of the few people that can be a great in-ring performer, but also be a fantastic, truly amazing manager. Zoe Stark has arguably my favorite moveset pool in the WWE today. She has some really gnarly looking moves. All right, folks, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that brought a little bit of extra positivity to this internet wrestling community, but that's it. I'm done. Get out of here.